At Home Radio. Creator and presenter, Kate Jones. Music, video, produced by Jonathan, the producer.
Hello, this is At Home Radio, a welcoming space for conversations about life, meaning, and exuberance. I'm Kate Jones, and today's conversation is with Carolyn Molnar and Ben Gleisser, talking about their recent collaboration. What? You're a medium? Welcome, Carolyn and Ben.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for being around. I mean, not here, but we get to see each other. How nice is that?
It's a gift.
Yes, it is. Carolyn, you describe yourself in the book as a soccer mom. You even have a section titled Medium Mom. You're a regular person who also happens to be a psychic medium, working with clients around the world. What does it mean to be a psychic medium?
I take it as a huge responsibility. You want to deliver the best information and as quickly as possible because people don't have a lot of time with me. I like to give clarity to the questions that are asked and to provide hope to those who are in despair because they've lost their loved ones. So that's how I see my work.
Okay. And you actually connect with spirit.
Yes, I do. That's mediumship. And it's basically getting information from the spirit world. I like the minutia, like, they love maraschino cherries in their Shirley Temple or whatever it is, because those aha moments mean a lot to their loved ones who are still here. They want to have proof that their spirit loved ones are really with us. And then their next concern is, are they okay? And if they come to see me, then they're okay. They can talk to me, so they're fine. So I'm just there to provide proof and comfort to those who are grieving.
Okay.
But I am not a therapist. And I often will ask them to seek grief therapy if what I can offer is not enough.
Yes. That is a very loving thing to do, Carolyn.
Thank you.
How does it work to be able to help someone in this way, a client in this way from afar?
Well, spirit transcends time and space. They don't really worry about where we are in the world. It's more about the connection of their voice when they hear the voice of the person that wants to reach out. That's like a key in a lock for them. Aha, they're here. Okay, and they can hear me through Carolyn. So we're going to give it a try. Also, spirit connects through the soul. It's like a thumbprint. It's like a light for them. So with the voice and the soul, we're off to the races.
That's great.
And it doesn't matter whether it's telephone or if it's on Zoom. Right now, because of COVID, it's either or. They're fine, and it just works.
That is terrific. That you can do this, and you can be in the comfort of your home in Toronto, and they can be anywhere, like China or somewhere. And so it's incredible.
Well, I actually read for somebody on a cruise ship. He worked on the cruise ship before the pandemic. And I've read for people in India and New Zealand and China and southern states, Canada, of course. It's all the same. If the spirit is willing and the client is open, that's all it takes. Voice and openness. Yes. And that's it.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Ben, you're also a psychic medium, and you're a writer and an editor. How do those pursuits come together for you?
Well, I don't see clients the same way Carolyn does. but I would say I'm like very right-brained, and I use the skills I have more is in creativity. I do a lot of writing. I write for about 36 different college and university alumni publications, and various other sources. I have written longer fiction pieces, and so I kind of draw on that to help, like creating characters, like to create words that flow.
Mm-hmm. That's really great. So and of course you collaborated on this book, What?
Mm-hmm.
You're a Medium, which was published in 2020.
Yes.
From what I understand, Carolyn,
Yes.
the book is based on your 9 performances at the 2016 Toronto Fringe Festival. That's not exactly a usual thing for you to do, to perform at what is essentially a festival of live theater. So you're pointing at Ben.
Yeah.
He's the reason that came about. So
Yes,
Ben,
I talked her into it.
please do tell.
Well, I'm also writing I had a couple of grants from the Ontario Arts Council to write a book about hospice, and it's they come across as like soliloquies, like monologues, and I thought I could turn this into a theater piece, and so I submitted. I don't know if Cleveland has like a fringe theater festival, but I submitted an application to have some of these monologues read by actors, and so I said to Carolyn, well, when you do events where you're, going in front of an audience and you do give readings and do stuff like that, it's almost like theater. Why don't you apply too? No. So anyways, I just badgered her until, husbands
You
are
wore her down.
Yeah, husbands are good for that. We can wear our women down, right? And so anyway, so she applied too, and lo and behold, she got chosen, but I wasn't chosen. So it's, oh well, but I still helped out.
And afterwards, we realized how important it is to have very little props, because you're in and out. There's somebody right after you in 15 minutes, so you got to get out of there. And Ben's work would have been really complicated. So I think it kind of worked out. He was my, my go-to, my guide,
Mm-hmm.
my everything. So we actually collaborated. We actually collaborated on it. So as much work as it was to put it on, he was the backbone of it. I wouldn't have done it without him.
So you actually did 9 shows in just over 2 weeks, which
Yes.
was quite the thing. So how did you feel? You're standing up there the first time, you're about to go on, and thinking, what were you thinking?
Where's the nearest exit?
Yes, sure.
Go back to the Woodstock album and see what Stephen Still says before Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young takes the stage, and that's it.
That's
Okay.
it. But I thought, here I am. I've always promised the spirit world, those who are working with me, if you give me an opportunity, I will do it. It doesn't matter how crazy, fearful I am. You got me here. I promise I'll do it. So that was basically it. And I also said to Ben, we had a 90-minute program. Most of them were 60 minutes, but the reason we chose 90 is that there are less people and more likely us, because it was a lottery. So we chose the 90, and I said, I have no idea what the time will be like. You need to come in at the end and tell me 5 minutes out that we're done. Mm-hmm. So it basically did. I came out with like 10 points, and I ticked them through in my head. And in 90 minutes, I did the whole 10 points, and lo and behold, the first one was done.
Wow.
I was exhausted and I needed a pizza. So after that, but it was successful. I pretty much had, I broke even, which is very unusual, because most of the plays actually go in debt.
Okay.
It's just the way it is. But I was really lucky. I had one outfit. I had the stage with nothing on it.
Yeah, one-woman show.
One-woman show, and it was pretty much full every night. And they said this was the first type of show that they ever had for Toronto Fringe Festival. So I felt pretty good about that I was a first in something. So
And she got a review.
really
She got a
great.
B-.
yes, whereas somebody else got a D. So
Oh my! So
Oh.
it's a tough audience, probably.
yes, it is very tough. Yep.
So you decided to do this book based on all that preparation that you did for the Fringe Festival.
Yes.
And the book is essentially your life story.
Yes.
So in it, you talk about how, growing up. And so I just want to ask, how did you become a medium and why? The follow-up question, the logical follow-up question is, why did you make this your life's work?
I believe I was born with it. It does run in both sides of the family. And I have a sibling who's also full-time with this as well. So I kind of put myself into a family that would make me feel like this was normal. I was an office administrator. I used to work for vice presidents and presidents to keep them on track and do all the left brain stuff that they just didn't have time for. And I was a temp because I had young children, so I didn't want to be held to one job. If the kids needed me, I was there. And that all dried up. And I thought, what else can I do but do this work? And that's how it started. I was kind of pushed into it. Yeah, I didn't go easily. I thought, well, how in heaven's name am I going to find people? But they found me.
Yeah. Wow, that's great. So Carolyn, you've been doing this work now for something like 40 years.
Yes.
That is incredible for, somebody who's not, kind of was forced to go into it. I mean, it's your lineage, of course, but still. And do you and your sibling talk about stuff? Okay.
Yeah, we throw things back and forth because, it's not all love and light with this work. And sometimes things come up and, either one of us would question it and want to understand it so that if it happened the next time, we would be good with it. So, we do talk about this quite a bit. I've always been really lucky. I had a mentor for 20 years. She's now passed into spirit, but she was my go-to for that length of time. And I am just so grateful to have her in my life. And I remember her saying, I'm not going to be with you always, but don't worry, somebody will be in to take my place. And I couldn't believe that she would say something like that to me. But sure enough, it was true. She passed in July 2001. And I had met somebody in March, a girlfriend who was with me for God knows how long. And we would meet every Thursday at lunch. And we would just pass information back and forth and try to suss things out together. So I've never felt that I was alone. And then I met Ben. And of course, he so understands his work. And there are times I'll go in and say, okay, this is just what happened now. And he goes, okay, let's just calm down. Let's take a look. He's so grounding. And I'm very lucky. I've never done this alone.
That's wonderful. How did you two meet anyway? And because I should say, Ben, you're from Cleveland, Ohio. Carolyn's, from Toronto, Canada. So how did you get together?
Do you want to say it?
Well, I started. It's like when I want to tell the story, it's like I have to prepare you to tell a different story and then go back and back and back. But anyways, I started getting into this idea of this kind of new agey stuff in like the mid '90s, and I started going to a place called Lilydale, New York, where it's like a spiritualist community, and they have like mediums that live there full time, and they have all kinds of like programs. You can everything from goofy stuff like crystal rocks that talk to you versus UFOs and everything in between. It's fun kind of place. And so that's where I met Carolyn. And I was in like this kind of circle they were doing, and she gave me a reading that I just challenged her on because it was kind of ridiculous, but it ended up coming true about me moving over water, basically moving over Lake Erie. And this is 2 years before I actually did. And then she came to Cleveland to do a class with Sharon Klingler, who lives in Avon. And I'm good friends with Sharon. And so I helped her out one day and for one class, and she was in the class, and we started talking, and the rest is her story.
I chased him till he caught me.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful.